And y'all don't know what I went through.
Do you have a cart in your hands right now?
Nike Talk was that place that spiraled what you enjoy now.
Anyone who brought a Kobe shoe in, I would clean it for free.
Man, Melo was better than a lot of people in the league.
I saw that. My favorite jersey's that one, the Barkley.
Kobe fours.
Oh, yeah.
Episode 55. This is the Dandid and RJ Machismo podcast. This is Dandid. My colleague RJ Machismo couldn't make it tonight. He has daddy duties. So tonight we have a very special guest. So this is our first podcast of 2023. We have the homie Mike Guillory. He is also a content creator at YouTube, and he also is one of the, I would say, like the pillars of sneaker history. So, how are you doing tonight, Mike?
Yo, man, I'm good. And tell RJ, man, it's all good. I understand. I'm running daddy daycare myself right now, so it is all good, man. And I appreciate you guys having me. Just another opportunity to talk sneakers with cool people, so I'm all about it.
Hey, and you're a cool guy yourself. Lots of things that we want to know, trying to pick your brain and trying to get to know more about you. So I'm just gonna start off with a icebreaker. So tell us more about yourself, Mike.
Yeah, man. So clearly, you guys know I'm a dad. I'm a husband. 3 kids. I'm a soccer coach. Look, you name it. I'm a jack of many trades. Apparently, I just started doing that. No, man. I found sneakers is just one of those things. Is like just kind of a fun thing. I know a lot of people take it like super seriously in the sense of I gotta have this, gotta have that, but I just always found it as a fun thing. So I started, working with Nick and Robbie and Roy. God, it has to be almost about 4 years ago now. Started writing first for the Sneaker History website, and then we all got together. I was like, you know what? I think we could do a podcast. So we started doing that. Over 300, I think 60 episodes in. It's just fun, man. And then on top of that, I found, you know what? I always wanted to do a YouTube thing, but I was kind of like apprehensive because I really don't like hearing myself talk. I don't like see myself on camera. But my wife really pushed me to say, you know what, just do it. She's like, see if you like it, just take the chance. What's the worst that can happen? And now 160 something videos in, 170 videos in. I love it. It's a bit of a grind, but it's one of those things I really do like. So, I mean, I'll keep doing it as long as people keep watching, really.
Yeah, and major props for you, Mike. I know, being a dad myself, daddy duties, being a family man with being a husband. It's difficult to manage your 9 to 5, your daddy duties, you're a soccer coach, you're soccer dad, sports dad, sneaker dad, you know what I mean? And then you're also balancing out like the things that you like, which is like creating content for YouTube and doing a podcast with sneaker history and being involved as much as you can. So just want to say major props to you because it's not an easy task.
No, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think I just always tell people I learned to work in increases of time. So anytime I have a free moment, it's like, all right, cool, I've done the important things. Now let me sneak in the content at that point.
For sure. All right, so next question for you. And I know this is we talked off air before this one. So you're a big Reebok question mid supporter. So I know you're big Allen Iverson fan. So I had to break out the Allen Iverson jersey.
Had to.
Because we're not talking about practice.
Not practice.
We're not talking about practice. So I know that you're a big Reebok question fan. And then you've had it on your vlogs and very insight and not talking about like technology, more of like nostalgia, which I really like. So how does it compare to like iconic first silhouettes like the Jordan 1s, the Penny 1s, LeBrons, Air Zoom generations? So how does that weight compare to like other silhouettes?
I mean, it has to be in the conversation as one of the top intro number 1 models to come out, especially when you look at who did it. Like, I feel like you look at moments when a signature shoe comes out. Of course, look at design, you want it to look good, and it does. But you look at moments. I mean, you look at the questions like, that's the shoe that AI crossed Michael Jordan in. That's the shoe that he won Rookie of the Year. Like, he's all these things that have happened in that shoe. And you look at it, it looks good. Like you go back to the late 90s, early 2000s, that was a pinnacle of like fashion. When basketball shoes were what people still performance basketball shoes what people were wearing on the street, you had that with your wider, leg jeans, your oversized t-shirt, your sideways hat, you do whatever it is. That was he when they talk about tunnel fits, AI was the tunnel fit, like I guess the king, the originator, whatever you want to call it. He started it. And so much of what AI brought to the culture makes that first model so much more meaningful. Like again, it looks good. I think I haven't played basketball in this shoe in so long, but I still seen NBA players still playing it, like kind of sprinkled in there. So looks like it still performs well. So it's one of those timeless things. You look at that, you look at the Jordan 1, like the AZG Air Zoom generation, things like that. Those will always be those special shoes. And I feel like people try to capture that magic now, and it's just hard because you have such these high standards to live up to. And again, AI sneaker, the question is definitely one of those sneakers that put that standard so high up, I feel like.
Yeah, and he's the reason why there's a dress code now in the NBA, right?
Right.
Because David Stern, like he, of course, like the baggy era, the fitted, the pinwheel hats, the big chains, and he wanted to tone it down, or you get a fine. So
Fine, yeah.
Allen Iverson, in his own way, he, instead of wearing baggy clothes, he wore baggy suits just like everybody else. You know what I
The
mean?
baggy suit era, it can stay away though. We don't need Steve Harvey suits ever again.
No, not the Bernie Macs, the Kings of Comedy suits that they had back then.
Those suckers will swallow you whole, man.
My goodness, yeah, it was crazy though. But like, shout out to AI, like he is definitely a trendsetter and a Hall of Famer. And to this day, I've seen a lot of athletes, and especially with the collaboration, the merger with Adidas. I'm sure like you were pretty excited, pretty pumped where you saw like James Harden wearing a Question
Yeah.
Ultra Boost.
Yep.
That was pretty sick.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And you know what? That was one of the first pairs. I think it was the first sneaker from that Reebok had sent me was the OG to OG, or OG meets OG, the black with the white toe Question. Like, and that was one of those times I was like when we were talking off air, is like the quality of the Question when they started doing the re-releases has been just immaculate. And it's really cool. Now Reebok's no longer with Adidas. They've moved on to a different brand, but they really seems like this brand is going to, or this company is going to take a lot of, like, put a lot of stake into Reebok. Seems like they want to go ahead and actually make them, like, just grow them more, where it seems like Adidas kind of sometimes put them on the back burner when they were trying to focus on their things. But I think Reebok is gonna do a lot of things good. I think a lot of course, with AI, they're gonna push a lot of his stuff. But I think as a whole, they're gonna do some good stuff with just kind of self-contained now, as opposed to having to have the big brother of Adidas, like, hey, we're gonna control this. They're gonna be able to control a lot more of what they do. And I think hopefully we get some more of the question and answer line that we don't typically see. I'd be pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the sky's the limit. Especially that silhouette is iconic, and not just with AI, but I feel that there's so many Reebok athletes that definitely deserve their shine. Like, a lot of people are into the the Shaq Nosis's, the first silhouette of the Shaqs, the Kamikazes, 1 and 2. And shout out to Pappy Hour. Like, we're really wanting the Reebok Blast, aka the Nick Van Exels, to come back out.
Yeah,
those were dope shoes, man. Like,
I remember that one. Never had it, but I remember, like, just I just remember like different, like, maybe people in school on their feet. Like, I just remember things like that. I was like, I remember that shoe. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like watching Nick Van Exel like wearing it, with the when they had the purple away, Laker jerseys, and he would wear the black. Like, those were like super, like, man, it's just like eye catching, because oh, he's wearing the Reebok Blast, and man, so many cool sneakers, man. So,
oh yeah, man.
But the Question is definitely the 1A, if not like the best, like my opinion, your opinion, the best Reebok basketball sneaker, next to the Shack Attacks, and then the pumps,
I do like the pumps.
yeah.
The
So,
Amazones. I have to say the question always is just like number one for me, not because of pure aesthetics, because I think both
Yeah.
those shoes look phenomenal as well. But yeah, represented for the short guy, even though he's still 6 foot, he's still represented for the
Yeah.
short guy. So that actually looks good on like my foot as opposed to the Shack Attacks, which are like snow boots on me, or the Pump
Yeah.
Omnizones, which are more of like they're just a bigger shoe for a bigger person. But I'm like, what,
Right.
look good, but god dang it, those questions are made for someone my size.
For sure. And it's all for all, heights, tall, short people. So
We can all get into them.
it's all good, man. All right. So switching from, your Reebok questions to you as a content creator. So for you as a content creator, you have your own YouTube channel that showcases your interests, such as different brands and topics. So how important is having that honest and constructive opinions, with those products that you're, reviewing or talking about?
Yeah, man. So that's the big part of my channel. I always joke and say I'm the people sneaker channel, because when you look at YouTube now, when I feel like I want to carry over what we do in a sneaker history podcast to the channel. We talk honest opinions. We don't just talk about. We're not just talking about Travis Scott's all day. We're not talking about, the hot item, all day. We're talking about really diving deep into sneakers and what we like and what we appreciate, and so on and so forth. So that was the purpose of my channel, was to provide people with the ability to have an outlet for the inline shoe, or the shoe that's not being talked about, or just more of a breakdown of, hey, this is how I really feel about it. So a lot of the inspiration I got from my channel were from two of the people I had watched the most, prior to creating, which would be Jacques Slade and then Chris Nightwing over at Wear Testers. And it's been cool because I've actually gotten to speak with them, a few times. I think Chris more than Jock, but it is cool just being able to like actually have communication with those people who inspired me in my thought process, but then taking what I like and what I do and making my own thing. Like, it's just all about catering to that. I don't want to call it a niche community, because I think it's actually bigger. I think the niche is more of all the hype beast type stuff, the resale stuff. I want to service the people who are kind of feel like they're overlooked. Like, okay, well, you know what? I know it's not a Jordan, but we're gonna talk about questions all day. Let's go. We talk about the comments all day. Or, hey, you know what? I've been rocking Saucony super hard lately. I've been loving what they do. No one's really reviewing that. Hey, I got you. You know what? I like it. I'm gonna talk about it. I won't review something I don't like. I won't put myself in a situation of lying to somebody. And if I don't like it, why am I spending my money on it? Because I am been blessed enough to have some things been sent to me. Like, shout out to everybody who sent me a sneaker to check out, and everyone, no matter if it's sent to me or if I buy it, I'm still gonna give the same opinion, because I feel like I would be doing anybody who views me or anyone who just subscribes to my channel a disservice if I were to be like, oh, this is dope, yeah, this is cool. They go buy and it's like, this is actually a piece of crap. I'm gonna have to keep that same energy throughout the entire process, because that's my brand, is me being honest, not in a dickish way, but just being able to give constructive criticism where it's due. So I can say I love a shoe all day, but if there's something like, hey, you know what, this could have been a little bit better here. Like, if anyone's watched my latest video with the Diodoras, Phil Locker sent those over to me. Love the shoe. Great materials, great construction. Collaboration was literally non-existent of what they called a collaboration with X-Men, which I don't think they realized I was a huge comic book fan when they sent them over. So when it came to that, I really nitpicked them apart. But I will tell you the good things. But I'm not gonna just let you go untouched if it's something, hey, this could be better. That's what I think it should be about. It shouldn't be about, oh, the resale price is this, or watch me sit here and do transactions for an hour and a half on a video, which I think is silly. But it's entertainment. That's why I do the coffee time kicks of entertainment news. But people come for information before they make a purchase. So I feel like if I'm gonna do it, I have to at least live up to that duty of, hey, I'm gonna do this at a high standard. So I'm giving you guys real pertinent information you can use when you go buy this shoe.
Yeah, and what makes your channels unique Mike, is that you know, a lot of influencers or YouTubers, they care more about the content, the clickbaits, you know, and how much money you can make, the limited availability, you know, the stock numbers that they're releasing. I mean, you see the pattern, right? Like, and it's
Yep.
almost like the same story. It's like it's pretty much a recycled content is what I call about it. But what makes yourself unique and stand out from the others? And you know, shout out to Jock and Nightwing. You know, those are great content creators. Is that like you have an honest opinion? Like you were saying, like the X-Men Diodora is like, hey, this is a cool shoe, but like you kind of missed the point where like there's nothing X-Men related. Like, you know, wish there was something more that you could put into there. And I think that your opinion matters, especially when a consumer that's on the fence on buying something, they want to hear that opinion that nobody wants to hear about. Yeah, because you know, it's kind of like almost taboo, right? Like, why is he talking about not, you know, not wanting me to buy it? Well, it's because, you know, the material is not great, you know, it's not comfortable, it's overpriced. I mean, those things, you know, those things that you still keep it a buck, you know, and for someone that watches that, you really, you know, we really appreciate it. It's like, all right, money saved, you
Thank
know,
you.
I don't gotta spend 120. I'll wait for it to it's like $40, $50, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And you'll see me. I'll do a review on a shoe freaking 6 months after it's been released because I'm all about the let's save money too. Because
Yep.
I'm not rich. I know a lot of people who watch me aren't rich, so we can't go out here. But oh, it just released. I missed the release. I
Yeah.
just dropped a rack on this shoe. Like,
Yep.
I'm not doing that. So
Yep.
if you catch them like the Union Twos, they were $1,000 when they first came out. Price I got them for dirt cheap, like under retail.
Yeah.
And I reviewed them then because it made sense for me and me getting to tell all the people I think who may want to know, hey, this shoe's super cheap now. If you want it, this is the time to buy it. And it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's just one of those. I just like to put myself in a situation I know I'm in. So I just assume, hey, you know what? I can't go out there and say like, it sucks because I watch a lot of YouTube. I consume a lot of content. So I know the do's and don'ts of like, hey, I'm gonna watch this. I know I can't do this and I won't do this because it's not practical. But those things, I just spent $10,000 on shoes today. I'm like, all right, look, I respect your channel. I respect your hustle because clearly you have the means to do that. But I feel like you put it, I think I have to look at a lot of it in a kid in me, which I think I probably see the kid in everybody else is like, it sucks because you're like showing, you're like, oh, I got this, I can do this. As a person who likes shoes and, you know, maybe a sneakerhead, but maybe with 5 pairs of shoes as opposed to 100 or 200, that just puts them in the position like, man, I feel kind of bad. Like I can't go do this. And I'm like, why am I watching this person? I want to be the person. Hey man, look, I saved up $150. I went and found this for a little cheaper. Here's where you can find it. It's actually pretty cool. So I just think of like, again, the people's channel as opposed to, I'm not out here trying to flex. There's not a way. I'm not cool enough to try to flex on anybody. I am like just out here trying to put out stuff I like, man. That's the hard part. I think that's what makes it a grind sometimes because I'm always gonna put something I like, and maybe the views don't match how I feel about it, but I'm gonna keep doing it whether it's 30,000 views or 30 views. I'm not gonna change it because someone says, oh man, you gotta start doing mystery box unboxings. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just stay here. I even had I turned down a sponsorship not too long ago because they reached out saying, and again, you can just see how these companies work because they think everyone's a resale company. Reached out to like, oh, hey, we would love to reach out to, you know, sneaker channels, you know, dealing in resale. You want to do the sponsorship for a bot? I told them no. I was like, only way I would do the sponsorship if you can provide me with ways to help my viewers cop what they want, something cool without having to pay a ton of money. You come back with something like that for me, we'll talk. But I'm not here about the resale. I'm here about the people who are like me out here. So we can figure out a way. You have a product I can offer them that is going to help them get that shoe they want without having to spend X amount of dollars on your bot. Let's talk. Dead silent. Never heard a message back from him.
Jeez, you threw the hammer on him, Mike.
I mean, I have the control, right? Like I do this myself anyway. And what's gonna happen? They tell me no, I'm just gonna still be doing it myself. And again, the people who believed in the channel, people who've been kind enough to send product over, they're cool with me doing it the way I'm doing it. I'm cool with me doing it the way I'm doing it, and people who watching,
Yeah.
then they're cool with the way I'm doing it. So I'm not
Yep.
gonna. I don't want to sacrifice what I'm doing for $1. Like, yeah, I would love to make more money off of it, but I feel like if I sacrifice that one time for that check or that that bag of, it would hurt me in the long run, where
Yep.
it would just ruin what the channel's meant to be.
Yeah. Never change, Mike. So keep doing your thing, man. So
Appreciate that.
it's hard to be yourself, nowadays,
Mhm.
because like you want to portray yourself on something that you're not, but I think that's what makes it authentic.
Yep, you hear a little one.
It's okay. It's okay.
digging in shoe boxes. That's where
That's
all
all right.
my kids are gonna be either sick of shoes, or they're gonna all love shoes by the time I'm older. My oldest he's 9, or he's gonna be
Okay.
9,
Yeah.
and he's like slowly into it. We're more in a cleat game right now because of
I
soccer.
see
So
that.
we're gonna. I know when he gets older though, it's gonna start transitioning into
Man.
the shoes. Right now it's like, hey, we just need a clean pair because you beat every one of these to crap.
Yeah, we gotta bless your son with some Nike FC, exclusive joints. So
Dude, I know. It's
a
like, come on,
lot of
Mbappe,
people
just
been
send a pair over.
flipping. They've been flipping, those expensive cleats, man. So we
Oh,
gonna
this is
get you.
crazy, man. I'm like,
Crazy,
cleats
right?
are too expensive. I'm like, yo, your foot can't get no bigger than this. We're gonna have a problem. We
gonna
need
get
an NIL deal.
Yeah, we're definitely we'll say, if I see something, in your kid's size, we definitely gonna bless them. So that's what it's all about, man.
I appreciate that.
For sure. All right. So next question for you, Mike. So you are one of the 4 original members of Sneaker History. So shout out to Nick, Rowett, and Robbie.
Dang, I'm telling you, forgot about him.
Oh man, okay. Now he's gonna give me crap. What about my name? All right. So in your own words, Mike, how would you describe the community, and how do you see it grow to new heights in the future?
Man, our community at Sneaker History is like nothing I'd ever seen, honestly. Like, I didn't realize, I can't even give you the exact number, but we're talking about our Discord group, which our Discord group is the best Discord group in any kind of creators platform. I'll fight you if anyone says any different, because there's so many different interests, so many different people, and it's like the friendliest place in sneaker, like anything I've ever been into.
Yeah.
It is such the coolest place because no one is trying to one up each other.
Yep.
I love how we have this like shoe of the Sneaker History, like signature shoe, basically, with it was a black cements. Now I guess it's these freaking Nice Kicks Asics I missed out on. I'm like, God dang it. I left the chat for a week and I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
But it's so awesome, man. I never, honestly, when we first started doing this, I never would have imagined that would have happened. And now we're here, and it's just everybody in there is just legit. Everyone's awesome. And it's one of those things I can't even put into like the exact words, because you don't find this anywhere else in sneaker culture. You can't find it. Everyone's trying to, again, crack someone's skull for $1. Because, want to resell this for this. And our buy sell trade page is literally, this is the only place I've ever done sneaker transactions. Besides GOAT, for me, blindly selling, but for speaking with the actual individual or a group of people, that's the only place I've ever done transactions for sneakers. Just whether it be trading or whatever it may be, only place I've ever done it. And I can't go anywhere else. I can't find myself going anywhere else to do it, because I've been spoiled, man. Like, whatever this, it's like, it felt like such an organic growth too. It wasn't one of those things like, oh, we're gonna, promising the world, like there's some channels out there, like, you join this, we're gonna pick someone to give $100 to, like, every day. I'm like, I know we've done our giveaways, but it's more like, it was just such an organic growth, man. And I love every piece of our community. And honestly, man, with where we're at now, I would love to see more people just getting involved in it. I mean, you have those other communities out there, really, like, seems like they're more based on, again, the buy, sell, trade. We have that component, but a lot of our stuff is talked in the general, or talked in the, they have the F1 group, they have the hat group, we have our dad group in there. Like, there's just so many different facets that we have, and I just want to get as many people in there as possible and show that it doesn't have to all be about the hype. or to resell. Now, I'd be lying to you if you said we don't talk about hype stuff every so often. That's the nature of a sneakerhead, right?
Right.
But it's such an eclectic group of so many different interests. I feel like we took sneakers as a introduction to get people to meet. And then from there, we're able to talk about other things, able to be friends outside of sneakers. It doesn't have to be, hey, what you got on the day, or what we buying today. Is literally we'll talk about anything else outside of that. And that's what something I really appreciate with myself, Nick, Ro, and Robbie. Is just like we'll sit there. Of course, we talk about stuff we're gonna do for the podcast, stuff we want to do for our community. But it's like we go off on different tangents about some random crap or basketball conversation, whatever. And I love that because that really has transitioned not just from us but to the community. And that's all I want, man. I just want to be able to build with as many people who just like those things,
Exactly. And if there was another shirt that Sneaker History can make, I would suggest everybody wins. You know what I mean? Everybody's winning. Like it is that's not just like, like, oh, can you hold me a size of this? Because I can't, I like to get my better chances. Everybody wins that community. I highly suggest for everyone to like check it out. And for me, like as a 9 to 5er, family man, it's my outlet. You know what I mean? It's my outlet to like get away just for a little moment. And that dad club, it's very adorable. I see like like dads like, and a lot of parents like share their like family like family pictures, or like,
yeah, dude,
like I shared my kids' first day, like like spring picture. Oh yeah, there's no stranger danger that I'm not feeling. You know what I mean? Like nobody's like being inappropriate or anything.
No one's a weirdo. Like we don't, as far as I know, I haven't run into them.
Yeah,
we have no weirdos in our group.
There's no weirdos. No, I mean, I think it's very harmonious. Everybody's just cool with each other, man. It's like, and then those meetups too, that they did. I think they did one in like Seattle, like last one. So shout out to Bobby. Yeah, he organized that one. He coordinated it. He got like seats, and we're able to meet up. So hopefully in time, like they can start. We can start doing like maybe like a Midwest thing, or a West Coast thing, or East Coast thing.
Texas, because I'm out here by myself. All my guys are on like the West Coast. I'm like, what's going on, guys? I'm here hanging out in Texas. Like, where's everybody at?
Yeah, for sure. Maybe hopefully down the road we can pay you a visit and hang out and show us around. See what's good. I know you're also you're a barbecue man. I know you do, man. I see. Believe me, I seen your shorts, man. Like. Your little IG shorts where you like, you do your little brisket and your ribs, bro. Like I'm a big like barbecue guy, man. Like you got me, like man, like geez, like.
Hey, we gotta get everybody down.
It's just like it's unexplainable for me. So.
That's what, man. I love it. That's what's like. I love the outlet of content because I was like, my brother actually just moved to about 30 minutes away from our house, and we always joke like, man, we're just gonna start like a food podcast too, and like do like food videos, and like, because we're people who love food, man. And it's like, we were talking about also before we started, that's why I like name my channel just my name, because there's gonna be some other things that sneak up in there. Like when I get a proper outdoor setup, I might just start doing cooking videos too, just have different like playlists.
Please, like I want to know like the tips on how to make a like the difference between a slow cooker and cooking in the oven. You know what I'm saying? Like low temperature heat. Which charcoal to use? Should I?
Oh man, see, you'll get me down a path of like, we'll get me down a path for like hours, man.
So there's a lot. I mean, there's so much. I also binge on like like YouTube, like cook like all the like chefs. So I like watching Food Network and.
Oh, dude. Food Network stays on in my house because I like to call it the stress-free channel. If you could probably say you always watch that channel. Yeah. There's never any stress.
I watch Chop. You know how stressful that thing is. Like,
okay, I don't watch Chop because I know that is stressful. Like anything besides that, like guys' grocery games or like
that's stressful too.
You think that's? I just think that's fun. I think that one's fun.
Like for me, I love watching Chop. I mean, we're talking different tangents now, like because like. I love watching Chopped because of the challenges. Like you don't know what's in that picnic in that basket, and then you
Yeah,
have
dude.
all the ingredients around you, and then like so much drama. Like, oh, I cut my finger. I gotta wear a glove, and now the food's contaminated. I'm disqualified. You know what I
You're
mean?
just like,
Like it's
what's
crazy.
gonna happen next?
There's like a drip of blood. It's not even like on the food. You know what I
Gotta
mean?
throw
Like
it
you have
out, man. It's over. It's
Jeez, they should
over.
have just cooked with one hand.
All right, dude. Diners, Driving, and Dives. I'm telling you, that is the most
Triple
laid
D's.
back show I've ever watched in my life. If I could ever meet Guy Fieri, I would love to do like it's fun. If I could do a podcast with somebody, I think he's in the sneakers a little bit as well. Like him
Yeah.
and Adam Richmond. If I can do a podcast episode with those two guys, I'd be cool. And people are like, what? Not a shoe person, not an athlete? No. Like, because these guys, I think, aptly are like sneaker culture, but they're in the food too, which is two of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Like, I think Adam Richmond follows our pod, if I'm not mistaken, in our Twitter.
That's
Like the dude
dope.
from Man vs. Food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh my god, like that was awesome. Like he actually like replied to something I sent. I was like, all right, I should be fanboying over here, but I am because like I love food and like this guy gets to eat for a living.
Yeah, and you know, like he's just iconic too. I mean, we're continuing with our little side tangent. Yeah, so like when me and my wife were living in LA before we had a family, like
Mhm.
we were watching Man vs. Food, and he was eating like the spiciest ramen in downtown LA. Finished, I think I forgot the name of it. Maruchan, not Maruchan. It was like some sort of like Japanese restaurant. So I was
Mhm.
like, let's just go. I'm hungry.
Hey, there you go. Up and at
We
'em.
went at like 10 o'clock right before they closed, and like I was like, man, I saw Adam Richmond's picture there in a little Polaroid, and he was like, and now in my mind, like, should I do it? Should I do it?
You got to. You have to. Like,
I can't. I couldn't do it. Like my wife, like she doesn't like me eating like spicy food because of, I get all sweaty, and then she gets all like upset because I'm like, you might as well just. She always tells me you might as well just bathe in the hot sauce because like you're sweating profusely.
dude, I've been there. Me and my wife, we like to do hot pot. Like when we have our date nights, we would like to do hot pot.
Yeah.
And I am an idiot, or we do ramen, whatever.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know what it is. I think me and you have the same probably mentality of like,
Yep.
what's the hottest thing on this menu? I just want to know. And we'll like split the pots. You have the normal broth. I'm like, give me the hot one. I'm out there like nose running, sweating, eyes bloodshot. She's like, what are you even enjoying this? I'm like, it's so good. It's so
Oh my gosh. The hot, that's the
like
one thing I
dying.
can't touch. Like the hot, like the chilies on the hot pot, it is insane. That thing looks
yeah,
like
it's rough.
it's all chilies and all these like, and the crazy thing is there's like chili oil in that hot pot.
It's the oil, man. It's
Yep.
the hot chili oil that wrecks you. I'm like, I did that. I was like, mix it with the chili paste. I'm like, it's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine at all.
Not at all. I was like, I had to tell the server, can I just get the regular, like mild? I can't.
Take this back. I can't do this.
I can't do it. Like it looks cool, but man, it's crazy. See now we're talking about food.
Dude, I told you I can go on a whole tangent about food. It's just a thing. It's like I'm a man of many interests, and food is on the top of that list.
Man, yeah, like I said, you're like you were saying, Mike, you're a jack of all trades. So we wish nothing but continued success with your podcast. And
thank you.
Once again, like shout out to every all the sneakerhead Discord members. Everybody's too many to name, but it's great that we have that community. It's my outlet, like to just like talk, just check out like what's going on, and a lot of, for me, like it's just nice to just have that.
Oh yeah, definitely is, man. Like-minded people, just fun. It's an easy way to like escape from the rigors of like you and me are like we get the 9 to 5, so it's nice just to like check out for a minute, see what's going on in the Discord while you're working. So yeah, man, that's what we wanted there for, so people can just have a place to chill. We don't want no stress of like this is just this is like going into sitting inside of a sneaker shop and actually chilling with people as opposed to just who's buying this, who wants my slot for this shoe. I've never been into a place where people would with ease, hey, if no one wants to shoe, could I get your spot on sneakers? Yeah, cool. Well, no one else does that without asking for like a kickback or something like, hey, I'm gonna sell it to you for a little bit over retail if I get it. this is like the smoothest I've ever seen people work together. It's like the synergy is awesome when it comes to helping each other out.
Yeah, and it's so cool. Like I'll even share something like I think last year when they were doing like the Nike IDs,
Mm-hmm.
and then I remember Todd, shout out to Todd, like he like I think he did one like Air Max one, and he like didn't like it, and he was like, yeah man, I wish I had another chance to do it. So like I
Yeah.
had like a exclusive access to Air Max one, and I just randomly like just messaged him, hey, like like a DM him, like, hey, like, do you wanna, like, I got a spot, like, do you wanna like create your own? And
Yeah.
then yeah, he's like, go ahead. He was like, yeah, is it cool? I said, yeah, you know what, it's cool, man. Just like I'll give you my info and my password. You just pay for it. You
Prime
know what I'm saying?
example. Prime example.
There's no hesitation for me, like, oh, there's stranger danger. He might like take out like X amount of money. You know what I mean? It's cool.
Yeah.
And he even told me, yeah, man, once I pay for it, I'll remove my stuff. And then I even told him, hey, can you give me the shipping right here? No problem. It was
Yeah.
so
Dude,
sweet.
that's what it's there for. That's exactly what it's there for. Just to like, hey man, we can like, he teaches his kids to share. And I think as you get older, he's like, no, this is my stuff. I don't want to.
Yeah.
But when you create a group like that where you can trust each other, that's what it's all about.
Yep. And tell Nick everybody wins on a t-shirt, because everybody
Dude, that has to be the next one. Or like a hat. We need a hat. I feel like we need to get a hat.
everybody wins, man, in like cement print or something, or like something, maybe in a Reebok one Iverson silhouette, something
Oh
like
yeah. Oh, see, look, you're talking my language right now. We're gonna get
all
it.
right.
We get.
So we're kind of seaming through it, so like almost, we're almost there. So next question for you. So what are your top sneakers that you currently own?
I pulled them out. I want to make sure I can show them to you. I didn't
Let's
want to just tell
go.
you. All right. So one of my recent pickups is the maybe. Well, my toddler does not like this one apparently. Maybe tomorrow, Saucony Shadow 6000, the hair. I say it to everybody who asks me about the shoe. This has to be a contender for a sneaker of the year spot. It is such a well constructed shoe, and it's, even though it's like not meant to be Year of the Rabbit sneakers for tortoise in the hair, it fits right in and does all the things with the fuzzy laces. You have the gray fur, faux rabbit hair on it. It's really cool, man. So this is definitely one of my favorites right now.
So,
And then hold on one second. I got a little goober right here.
yep.
Being silly. Come here, little one. You're getting sleepy and you don't know what to do with yourself.
Hey, shout out to the little child.
Little one.
The little
All right.
one.
So next, got my Jordan 1
Okay.
and the navy metallic navy, however you want to say it.
Yep.
Bought this one in 2016 for $79. Man, I miss those days. But yeah, this is the only OG one I own, because the ones I want I can never get. I'm not paying $500 for one.
Nope.
But this shoe I will continue to wear. It has just so much, like, life has been lived in the shoe, and it just still looks perfect. So definitely one of my tops there. Now, I am trying to get into golf because my wife's side of the family they're pretty solid golfers, and they have a golf tournament every year. And I've gotten better in small degrees, but because I know I'm not gonna get much better, I'm gonna at least look good. So my wife bought me a pair of the black cement Jordan 4 golf cleats. Dude, these things are so cool. I mean, like, no one else is wearing this on a golf course when I get there. And I think golf shoes are the ugliest things on earth. And so I think when Jordan started doing this just changed the game. I think for the better. I think hopefully it becomes less of a stuffy sport and becomes cooler.
May I ask you, Mike?
Yeah.
Does it fit like a Jordan 4 with
Yeah.
golf cleats?
100%. So the materials are different. They're almost more like water resistant because you're in that wet grass and stuff.
Yeah.
And sand traps, or like even sometimes probably just water.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have it fit just like it does, but it just has like a different material in the upper. Everything else is. Do you even still have I know the Jordan 1s changed the tag on the tongue, but this one still has the flight tag.
Yeah.
And then the upside down Jordan.
Goodness.
The only thing that's different is gonna be the grate on the side. The vents are gonna be closed in, so you don't get water and crap in your shoe.
Yeah, and it has the air sole unit and
Still the air sole unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Jumpman on the back. I've heard. So I was watching that documentary with the East Side Golf guys on Hulu, which is awesome if you hadn't seen it. But you can. There's apparently a tool you can take these spikes off. You can just wear them normally.
Don't do that.
So I was like, don't tell me that because I'll
Don't
do
do
that. So, well, that was a bottle of golf shoes because they're just shadow low. I'm about to go get if it's still hanging around somewhere. It's on top of my list, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Please don't do that though. Don't defeat the purpose of a golf shoe.
Nah, yeah, no, I won't. Plus, I don't feel like taking the time to put them back on. 'Cause I feel
Yep.
like it's a pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this a little earlier.
Oof.
Big Bang LeBron 9. Got them for retail when they re-released last year. Love this shoe, man. Just sneakers for me has always been around since, like as a kid, but as I got older, like this was right after I graduated college when these released, and it was like when I had my own money trying to build up my collection. This is like one of my first L's I took.
Right.
So this is definitely one of the ones that means the most to me to be able to get and having the collection, keeping the collection. But then we got number one right now is going to be, we talked about this one too, the Iverson question in the Kobe PE colorway. I mean, everyone has their, their favorite Kobe's. That era when he was it 2000, 2001, when he was, had his free agency, that's just see the different things he wore, and this being one of them. I wish I had the purple ones that released with the LeBron, like the SVSM pair that some time back.
The Packer shoes ones.
Yeah, those are so clean. I remember them sitting someplace and I'm like, stupid me, if I would have known, right? I would have bought both of them because I don't have either. But this one, shout out to Reebok for actually sending this one over to me. And this one, I wear it, but it's like, I don't want to wear it too much. They're going to re-release again soon. I almost feel like I want to double up on them just so I can have one and just, not care how much I wear, I'm typically not that way, but with certain shoes, I'm like, I feel like I'm never going to get it again,
Yeah. And you like the quality on those, right?
Oh my God, dude. Like, these are so nice. Like, it's probably hard to see in the camera, but just touching the leather on there. So this was more of a tumbled leather. And you'll see that each question actually has a different kind of leather, some more tumbled than others.
Right.
This one's a very tumbled. It's a nice thick cut of leather, man. And it's suede on the toe is nice. I mean, everything about the shoe is just grade A, just super nice sneaker. Got your Lakers colors on there, and man, you can't beat that. Only other shoe I would call a favorite, but I didn't put it in the rotation because I actually wear these. I have a 1 in 100 Reebok question. I don't wear it. I will never wear it. That'd be the only shoe you will ever hear me say I won't wear. But it's just one of those things.
Is it the Paninis?
Yeah, it's the gold and blue ones that play off the Denver jersey. You know what? They're not. They're like an arm group, so I can pull them out. So this would be a honorable mention, I guess. So here they go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. You just can't wear. I mean, you could wear it, but I just can't. I can't bring myself to do it because I will never get this again. There would be no way in the world this ever come up in my possession. Not in 100.
You're one of 100, Mike.
Dude, that's what's crazy. Like, and that's one of those little things. I know we talk about the creating. It's just like those little things like this, being gifted something like this, just almost feels like a pat on the back, like, hey, you're doing a good job, and being like noticed for stuff. And it's just really cool that I can say I was just have this in my collection because this ain't gonna show up again anywhere else, man. It's one of those like proud items I have. I just put it in my like little clear front box and just sit and stare at it.
Yeah. You better hope it's on a top shelf where your kids can't reach it.
Oh, dude, yeah, this one's you ain't getting this one. You ain't there's like, guys,
you gotta put it on the very top.
There's like a padlock on that front, like on that.
Next thing you know, you'll see little crayons. They start drawing their favorite shapes on it.
No, see, that's why I leave the empty boxes on the ground. That distracts the toddlers enough. They're like, oh, this is fun. I mean, they disrespect the mess out of those boxes, but I'd rather the boxes get killed than the shoes.
There you go. For sure. Hey, man, thanks for sharing, Mike. I know, though, you're a big AI guy, and very eclectic collection. Top 5, might I say, and it's nice that you gave Saucony some shine, and Nike basketball. I think Nike basketball, in my opinion, they don't get that much love like.
No, not anymore.
They used to. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
I mean, that's another tangent for another day. I'm very passionate with Nike basketball. I love everything about it, especially like the early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah, dude. it was such a good era, and I hope they start coming back. I know they're starting to re-release some of the shoes from that era. Like we're
Mhm.
gonna get the KD3 soon. I hear that we're gonna get some. I think another Air Zoom generation shoe could be coming out again.
Yep.
Hopefully, hopefully KD4, more Kobe Pro Tros will be coming out eventually. So I mean, for us who are fans of that era, I used to wear Hyper Dunks with jeans because I'm that person. Because they were dope. I mean, I loved the Hyper Dunk 2011, and Nike basketball had me in a stranglehold, man. So
Yeah.
I think that for us who enjoy that era, we're gonna have a good couple years. Hopefully, I mean, this is me just reading things, so I'm
Yeah.
hoping, knocking on wood, that we actually get that stuff. But I tell you, when you get Nick on here, his question collection,
I've seen it.
oh my goodness,
I've seen it.
like it's
He
just
got some stuff that he wasn't even supposed to be showing to people.
right. I'm like, man, let me get that.
Are
And I
you
wish he
like, are
didn't
you
wear
for
size
real? You're
12.
not gonna like get in trouble for this? Like, it's just hanging in the background, and
He's like this. That's
oh
fine.
no, that's cool, man. I don't work for them no more. I gotta. I'm
It's
like,
too late
what?
now. They can't get me at this point.
Exactly. All right. So last question for you, Mike. I really appreciate your time. What goals do you have to that you want to accomplish for 2023? For you as a content creator.
Yeah, I think it's probably something a lot of content creators want to have. I would love to, deal in some eventual sponsorship things, but ones that are right for the channel.
Mhm.
Of course, I want to see growth, because if I could do this and support my family in a nice way, I would do this in a heartbeat all day, every day. So just watching that growth, so it can become a sustainable uh, source of income, but also, man, I'm just gonna keep doing what I love. It's not more or less of I want to change anything of what I'm putting out. I just want to get better at doing things like editing. I just want to always take the dial and turn it up a notch every time I put something out. Learning has always been something I love to do. So I all the editing and stuff like that. You can see from video 1 to video whatever 170, it's been a drastic change. It's just me learning things,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna consume as much knowledge, get as much feedback from people as I can, so I can take it to the next level. Because I like to tell people that with my channel, I will do it as long as people are watching. But I like to call it a living, breathing resume, because one of my dreams, I've realized not too long ago, I would love to, you know, be like the sneaker correspondent on like have my own show like on a Bleacher Report or on ESPN, and be able to do what I love on the big stage. So that's what we're working towards, man. Just like not only being able to, hey, I can produce these things myself, but getting better at the public speaking part. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty decent at it now, but there's always something to get better at, man. It's just training yourself, being able to again take the criticism, and take the feedback and do something with this, as opposed to being like, oh, I didn't want to hear that. I'm open to all criticism so I can be better. So that's the goal, is just getting better every day, man.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Continue to get better, as an individual, as a whole, and never stop learning. Like, I think that's great that you instill that into yourself, as far as like, providing that honest content that everybody like appreciates, whether you want to hear it or not. You have that, I think you just have that gift where you can continue to be who you are no matter what. Whether if you got something that's gifted, you still want to keep it a buck, like, hey, like, this doesn't work because A, B, and C.
Yep. That's the goal, man. Just be honest with people, because if you're honest with them, they'll keep coming back, I think.
Yep. And look how many subscribers you have. Like, you got X amount of subscribers, a lot
Yeah.
of people commenting, and you have a big, you have a really good
Dude,
following.
more than I thought. I'll tell you, like, I remember I was struggling to get to 1,000 after my
Yeah.
first couple of years, and then this past year was probably the biggest growth. I mean, I'm about 2,300, which some people are probably scoff at that. I was like, oh, it's not a lot. I'm like, you got to understand, like, if you're doing it the right way, it's
Hmm.
a slow growth,
Yep.
and I'll take that any day of the week. So I went from 2 years taking to get 1,000 to 1 year tacking on another 1,300
Yeah.
people, and the fact that many people want to sit and watch and listen to me talk, hey, I appreciate y'all. Like, thank
Hey,
y'all for sitting and watching
keep it
me.
up, man. Because, like, for me and RJ, like, we have, we have our lives. We have our own, responsibilities.
Hmm.
And during the pandemic, I can share this with you guys. Like, we were pumping like an episode every week, and then now
Yeah.
like life happened.
Start slowing down again.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Slowing
Hmm.
down, like, and that as much as he wants to be here, hey, you do what you got to do. Don't have
Oh
anything
yeah.
I don't have. You just do what you got to do, man. Like I'm not,
Mhm.
upset or anything because I know how it feels. Like, hey, I have to do this.
Oh yeah.
So we're all
Just that,
family,
that
man.
life hits you, man. Yeah, man. You gotta get it, gotta get everything handled. Like I say, the wife, kids, life that comes first. This is stuff I like to do, and it will come second. Like no matter what, I will never put this in front of any of that because that's more important.
Exactly.
I love what I do, but this family will always come first, man. Sneakers will always be here. They ain't going
There you
nowhere,
go.
right?
Yep. See. So that pretty much wraps it up, Mike. So I thank you so much for your time. I know
Oh, thanks,
your
Dan.
daughter is wanting to wants to spend time with you now and your family. So I do appreciate your time and shout out to the little one. I know your dad's pretty much done for the rest of the
She
and
should be
she
sleeping.
agreed. She got the 2 thumbs
She agrees.
up.
She thought she should be sleeping. She's choosing violence this evening.
No violence. No, she's just being observant. Like my dad's talking about sneakers and food again. Like, come on. All right. So thank you so much, Mike, for your time tonight. And then where can they find you? Social media
Yeah.
and your YouTube.
Yeah, man. Pick a place. Sneaker history, of course. Always listen to the podcast, guys. Check out the videos we'll put out for that. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MadWatcher789. And then YouTube, just Mike Guillory. Simple as that. Pumping out 2 videos a week, at least I'm trying. We'll see how long I can sustain doing that. But I appreciate everybody who watches, everybody who listens, man. Dan, I appreciate you having me on. And just anytime I can talk about sneakers, I'm happy to do it, man.
Yeah. And like I said, it's our outlet from the outside things that we do, yeah, and then much continued success, Mike, and I continue the great work. And
Thank you. Y'all too, man.
all right, guys, so that's episode 55. Have a good night, guys.
Take it easy, everybody.